Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sukhbir Uppal. I am a rheumatologist and clinical immunologist. Today, the world is in the grip of the COVID-19 pandemic. Cases are increasing day by day, and already 1 million people have died from this disease. Till date, we have no preventive or curative treatment against COVID-19. So in this situation, the only defense is a strong and healthy immune system. Today I will tell you how to build a good, healthy, strong immune system. And this information may save your life, so please listen till the end. Of course, it is important to follow all guidelines, including wearing a mask, washing hands frequently, keeping a safe distance. In fact, it has recently been estimated that the world burden of COVID-19 could be reduced by half if there is near universal use of face masks by everyone. However, before I begin the talk, please understand that there is no magic bullet to overnight get a healthy immune system. It will take time, it will take effort. Secondly, whenever there is a pandemic, there are a lot of rumors, a lot of myths. So please do not believe everything that you read on social media or what you read in your WhatsApp forwards. Please let us go only by scientific evidence. Here is a recent review article regarding enhancing immunity with special emphasis on COVID-19. I have used this article as a reference point, and I have reviewed the entire literature on immunity in the COVID-19 situation. And I will give you the main points which I have learned from my studies. The first thing we have to talk about is diet and nutrition. Now, optimal nutritional status is very important for a well-functioning immune system and is an important factor for protection from viral infections. The title of this article says it all. The Mediterranean diet, for example, is one of the healthiest diets in the world. Of course, this diet originated in mainly 3 countries, Spain, Italy, and Greece. However, you can have Mediterranean magic in the Indian kitchen. The main points to focus on are: number 1, let your diet be based on plants, which means fruits, vegetables, cereals, nuts, and seeds. Secondly, make the diet as colorful as possible. Use fruits and vegetables of different colors in your diet. Thirdly, try not to overcook your food and focus as much as possible on raw foods like salads and fruits and nuts and seeds. And fourthly, please go easy on salt, please go easy on sugar, please go easy on oil. The other favorite of mine is the DASH diet. This eating plan is also rich in fruits and vegetables. It also emphasizes on low-fat dairy products, on poultry like chicken, on fish, and on cereals and beans and nuts and seeds. Again, this diet emphasizes we should go low on sodium, which means salt, go low on sweets, soft drinks, fizzy drinks, and go low on fats and red meats. In addition, please try to include some probiotics in your diet. Probiotics are defined as microorganisms in food which populate the gut with friendly bacteria and stimulate the immune response to help produce antibodies. Antibodies are protective against microorganisms, including viruses. Actually, antibodies are what we try to produce by giving vaccines also. Now, foods which contain probiotics include like milk, yogurt, and even fermented Indian foods like idli and dosa. So I'm sure you would like to include probiotics in your diet. There is even a probiotic dahi from Virka. Prebiotics, in contradistinction to probiotics, are foods which stimulate the production of friendly bacteria in the intestine, and these are also helpful in enhancing immunity. Many foods contain prebiotics, some of which are shown in this slide. Coming to micronutrients, which include minerals and vitamins, these also play a critical role in antiviral immunity. A group of micronutrients plays a dominant role in immunity, as I mentioned. The deficiency of most nutrients increases the individual's susceptibility to virus infection, with a tendency for severe clinical disease in the coronavirus situation. Zinc is an important trace metal. It's present in various foods shown here. Studies have shown that the zinc status of an individual is a critical factor that can influence immunity against viral infections. So we should have an adequate zinc status. Another important trace element is selenium, also again present in various foods. So as long as our diet is rich and varied, we need not worry, we will get enough selenium. Selenium is again important in antiviral immunity. And low selenium status has been associated with an increased risk of mortality, poor immune function, while a higher a higher selenium concentration has shown antiviral effects. What about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin? There is evidence that vitamin D supplementation could reduce the risk of COVID-19 infections and death. And there is a growing body of circumstantial evidence now that specifically links outcomes of COVID-19 disease with the status of vitamin D in the serum. And it is recommended that if your vitamin D status is inadequate or if you are deficient and your vitamin levels are less than 30, you should take 10,000 units of vitamin D every day till your status becomes good, and then you can reduce it to 5,000 a day. Spices are also very good for antiviral immunity. And actually, there has been an analysis of data from 163 countries which has shown a clear relationship between the intake of spice per capita and the rate of coronavirus infection per million population. And there is a clear relationship that countries with a lower per capita consumption of spice have a higher per million infection rate of coronavirus in that country. So, as far as diet and nutrition are concerned, it is best to eat the rainbow. Eating the rainbow means eating foods of various colors and eating a variety of foods which will give you adequate amount of calories, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, trace elements, and whatever you need for a healthy immune system. After diet and nutrition, I would like to say a few words about exercise. Exercise is the next best thing you can do to boost your immunity. Now, exercise is known to have a profound impact on your immune system. In addition to the impact on immunity, regular exercise also lowers your body's stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and this further enhances your immunity. Now, very closely linked with nutritional status, closely linked with exercise, is the second pandemic of obesity. You have all heard that obesity is a very strong risk factor for increased risk of severe disease and increased risk of dying from COVID-19. So please, 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 if you are overweight, put a lot of emphasis on weight control and get your weight down to normal. It is clear from the evidence that those with obesity, and particularly its complications such as diabetes and hypertension, may be liable for more severe illness requiring hospital admission and probably invasive ventilation. So weight control is very important. What about smoking? Smoking is most likely associated with the negative progression and adverse outcomes of COVID-19. And how this happens is that on the surface of our cells are the ACE2 receptors. And it is through these receptors that the coronavirus enters the cells of our body. And smoking increases the concentration and the number of these ACE2 receptors. So it is easier for the virus in large numbers to enter the body. And secondly, smoking increases the number of goblet cells, which increases the sticky mucus secretion, which can block the respiratory passages. So smoking is a strict no-no. What about alcohol? The important point to realize here, my friends, is that in no way will consumption of alcohol protect you from COVID-19 or prevent you from getting infected with it. Alcohol exposure, on the other hand, and particularly chronic alcohol use, has profound effects on all aspects of the body's immune responses. These effects can impair the body's defenses against all kinds of pathogens, including viruses. So please restrict your intake of alcohol, and as per WHO, it is 1 small drink for women and 2 small drinks for men. What about sleep? Sleep, again, is critical for a healthy immune system. And you must get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Sleep deprivation hurts the body's first immune response, or which is known as the innate immune response. And this innate immune response acts immediately to prevent the spread and movement of foreign pathogens. So the immediate response to viral infections is enhanced by good sleep. So please make sure that you are getting a restful night of sleep. The last point to be emphasized is, and you will be surprised to know perhaps, adult vaccination. Most of us feel that vaccinations are for infants and children, but adult vaccination is equally important, especially in the setting of coronavirus pandemic. Adults over 65 years of age require protection against pneumonia by 2 different kinds of vaccines, and individuals of all ages require an annual influenza shot. And if you haven't got an influenza shot, you should get one now, because the influenza season is approaching. And vaccinations against influenza and pneumonia are particularly important because they prevent secondary infections in the situation of COVID-19 disease, and this can really reduce the risk of severe disease and mortality. So in summary, if I was to give you a take-home message, you must eat a rainbow of healthy diet. You must exercise at least 30 minutes a day. Please focus on weight control if you are overweight or obese. Smoking is a strict no-no. Alcohol, you should at least restrict, if not abstain completely from alcohol. Good restful sleep every night, and adult vaccination against influenza and against pneumonia. So please understand that you should build a strong immunity by these measures. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay at home as far as possible. And of course, I welcome all your comments and your questions. Thank you.